Welcome once again, all you Warhammers and Warhammies, to the best episode of Big M's Power Hour to date. I am your host, Big M, along with best co-host in the world, Cole of the Sea. Still,
Yeah, definitely still the sea. Yes,
Extracted the blood.
yes. I mean, it helps whenever everything just gets a points drop. So it brings you back pretty quick. Like, yeah, we love corn. However,
So it's been a very long month.
yeah, it has been. August has been a heck of a month for everyone.
Yeah.
Some of us have been dying in record heat. Some of us are, being rained on constantly, strangely enough. And, GW likes to set up our nice little reveals here at Nova. And, boy, a lot of other things they've been revealing this month as well. So,
Yeah.
Cities came out.
Yeah. Well, they're coming out.
Right.
They're coming out today.
Oh, yes, as we record this, yeah.
We can't do that. It's coming out the same
Yeah.
way that you're watching
Yeah.
it.
Trying.
It'll never happen.
No.
So the gang except Sans Cole went to NashCon.
It's the first one I missed since we started going. But
Everyone had a good time except for
Good.
Cole, who stayed at home
yeah,
and wept like a child.
it's okay. It's okay. I don't know. Like, I should have sent you down there and said you have to drink a beer for me to make up for it, but because we both know you didn't. So
No, I don't not have a singular beverage of alcoholic persuasion.
it's okay. You're a better man than me.
Well, I mean, as far as that goes, everything was really good. Everything was really fun. The drive was easy.
Yes, the vlog that Chuck put together was rather entertaining.
Yeah. So again, I won't go too in depth in it because we already kind of went super in depth on Chuck's channel, and Cole didn't go.
Yeah.
So
Right. So I can't really talk too much about it except for I remember when I went to Nova.
Brad once again.
Man, his head's gonna be so swollen. We can't somebody needs to beat him down at some point for me.
So
on a personal note.
Just outside in the parking lot with a sign.
In the parking lot with a bat, like I'll pay you. I'm just saying.
Pillowcase of oranges, is that?
Yes, a pillowcase of oranges. I like it.
So, I remember the first year we went, he got Best Destruction.
Yes,
If memory
and
serves.
then last year, whenever I went with him with what was it, Alex and Ben, he went and got himself Best. Oh, it wasn't that Chaos. Best Chaos.
Yeah, because he said he doesn't have best death yet or best order. But I'll tell you what,
Right.
if you wanted best order, this was the year for it.
Oh yeah. I
There
didn't
was-
pay attention to the final standings. Was it just empty at the top for order?
Right. I mean, it was basically just like there was almost no order there. I mean, in comparison to order every other year.
Right. As we've seen over the last 2 to 3 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So as far as that goes, it was a great time. Anthony and David kill it as always.
Always do. Love their terrain. Got to see plenty of it over on Twitter. And he takes some nice videos were photos of the top tables throughout. So you get to see who's where. So it's always great.
So a little TLDR for that video since it's been out for a week now. Cole won, or Cole. My God,
I won. I wasn't even there, and I won.
that would have been so much better. So Neil ended up winning. I would
He
say
cheated, but
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But what really hurt was whenever he got nominated for the painting award, and I didn't, and the man's never thinned a paint in his life.
No, but he made himself some stencils for those girls. All right,
No, he
some
got decals.
some transfers.
Decal, yeah.
The transfers. Sorry, made himself some transfers for those girls, so that counts.
Yeah.
Giving you shit, Neil.
It's all right. It's all right. That's how it rolls.
He needs it.
So, with that being said, probably going back next year. Like that's
It's such a good event. I don't blame you. I saw the doubles is coming up down there in February.
what's
Boy, teams. Sorry, 4-man teams. Yes, that looks like a cool event. Nashville's a great city, so that's a good question. Now I got to double check. I thought it was 4, might be 5.
If you want more information on that, check out Jacob Barry's Twitter.
Yeah.
If you found us, you can find that. Just
yeah, you probably already knew where he was. Yeah.
He was there, of course, and he wasn't. I didn't know where he was at all times, so I guess.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's getting a little calmer as the years go on.
Okay.
Pretty sure I saw him wearing pants every game.
Was his shirt on the whole time?
Yeah, shirt stayed on.
Wow.
I believe.
Wow. Yeah, he's mellowing out.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is what that is. So now that NashCon is behind us, Cole has graciously been willing to take on the next Herculean task of helping me try and find an army that I can maybe settle into for.
Yeah, we've already begun some test games as we play around with a few armies to try and find your next one.
Yeah. So as of right now, the 3 up to bat were Khorne, Tzeentch, and Seraphon. We did a really short game of Khorne.
Yeah.
And
the list building phase with some Tzeentch.
Right. So we have the list for Tzeentch. It's probably going to change. I originally looked at his name just eluded me. Caleb?
Yeah, Caleb Walters.
Yeah, so I looked up Caleb Walters' list, and I was like, "That I don't even know what that says." So like, we'll get there. We'll figure out.
We'll on it, and we'll find out what it is he's doing. Tzeentch, in my personal opinion, is a very much a maneuvering army and knowing when it's time to push in on your opponent. Because at the end of the day, I mean, obviously pinks feel great whenever they get hit because it doesn't feel that they don't die really; they just multiply. But outside of that,
you've increased the amount of models I have holding the objective.
yeah. But outside of them, it's a very flimsy army in my mind.
Right, I agree.
Very much a glass hammer. But I like it.
So we'll see. Like I said, we might do the exact same thing. We might get into a game and I go, that hero phase is not what I was expecting, or that's not how I wanted to feel. Because again, like I said, I had no problem with. There's nothing wrong with Khorne. It's just like I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure I've experienced the army.
Right. We got to the point that you had pretty well every unit into combat.
Yeah.
And we had your bloodthirsters were set up correctly so that they should be able to start pounding on folks. And I think you got to that point where, okay, we're hitting them, we're doing damage, and then you go to roll damage. You're like, wait, it's only D3. Like, this, the best you could ever do with those bloodthirsters, 8 attacks is 24 wounds, and you're not going to do that.
No. If I could get 4, I'd be happy.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I mean, and again, even still, like I said, I mean, bloodthirsters aren't your thing. I'm sure there's another build or something like that. And it was just like,
yeah, we discussed a couple other builds as well. I mean, there's plenty, especially if you just want to watch your own men die. I think Corvus Call and a crap ton of foot mortals just
cool.
Thank you. How could I? This is why I'm a fish people now. I can't do. See.
So yeah, I thought I got the gist of it, and it just wasn't. I was like, meh. I kind of like whenever I think of Khorne, I think a little more. I don't know. I think the amount my guys died was fine. I actually think it was probably a little bit low.
Yeah.
But I felt there should have been a little bit more. I don't know whether I'm rolling more dice or higher damage or something. Like there just needs to
more
be
punch to the arm.
Yeah, there needs to be more teeth involved, and it would just seem like it was very timid. Not timid. It reminded me a little of Nurgle.
Yes, yeah. I feel like Nurgle and some of the strategies for Slaves to Darkness can kind of be summed up for some of his current corn range because they have such a high armor right
Right.
now. And oh, you killed a guy. That's great. He'll get to do some mortals to you on the way out the door, and we rally really well if you're doing
Right.
everything right.
If you
So,
do it right, yeah. So,
oh,
like I said, we'll see. We'll see where it goes from here. But yeah, that's the start of it.
yeah,
On top of that, I also started painting my soul blight. I got.
awesome.
I know this never works, but I'm doing it anyways.
Yeah, might as well try.
So we did our first. Oh, that worked out pretty
Oh
well.
my word, it worked.
So we did. This is our first attempt at slap chop or zenithal priming
Yeah,
with watering down some contrast. I was able to knock out 20 zombies outside of the basing. I'll do it later.
it's okay.
I was able to knock out all 20. I was 20 of 80 zombies in one Sunday afternoon.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's not bad.
Nice little just turn the TV on, enjoy yourself, and get through them without too much trouble. Yeah,
Exactly.
awesome, awesome.
So I don't think I could ever take these to an event. I don't think I have the back strength for it.
It is one of those punishments of, oh, you want to play a high model count army? You're going to struggle for the day.
Honestly, I don't even know how I would get it to where I want it to go. Like it's
It's like, what was it? A few years back, whenever Chuck ran his 180 Witch Elves against me, it was one of those. Yeah, Chuck, you also chose metal models, so you just enjoy that workout while we fight here. It's
Oh, yeah.
okay. I'm going to lose, but you're going to be in pain.
Speaking of that, I actually saw just today from what is it, Goontown,
Hmm.
Goobertown,
Okay.
red hair guy. I can't remember.
Oh, I can't remember either off the top of my
I
head.
think
Let
it
me
is
find it.
Goobertown or something.
Yeah.
Yes, Goobtown maybe. It's fine. He did an experiment of what is the best varnish.
Oh,
And now again,
okay.
he brought literally just like the Vallejo. He brought matte, satin, and gloss,
Okay.
and so he did plastic, resin, metal, brushed, airbrushed, and then also did matte over gloss, and
Okay.
didn't make a difference. The only thing that really made a difference was the metal models rubbed off quicker.
Okay.
But
Interesting. Okay.
the varnish compared to non-varnish does make a difference.
That's what my question was going to be. What did we do with colors whenever we started doing that?
Right. So that was so these guys will be varnished.
Yeah, I,
And,
I think I've always been told by Norm, the old local game store owner of mine, that he always said you never use a normal high contrast, like a high gloss varnish. He was always a satin person himself.
I can understand that.
So yeah, I can too. There's spots where I could see you wanting it, especially if you want the army to be bright. But if
Yeah.
it's like your zombies there, I think I would want the satin for them.
Yeah. Well, like I said, also on top of that, like I've used matte, satin, gloss, and ultra matte, and out
Oh,
of
okay.
all of them, I do think satin looks the most natural.
Okay.
And then gloss or matte also looks fine if you are sparing with it.
Mhm.
I did the ultra matte on my Kragnos's horns, and it
Okay.
literally turned it like matte car paint almost.
Oh, really?
It was not
Okay.
intended at all, and I was like, "Oh crap, I ruined it." And then like the more I let it go, I'm like, I actually kind of like it.
I don't know if I've seen the model since you've done that.
Yeah, I'll show you sometime. But
Yeah.
all right. Well, let's get into the news here. We got so much to cover.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, August 3rd, we have a little lesson of be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Middle Earth strategy battle game designers commentary. So
Yeah.
anyone that is big into strategy into Middle Earth is probably on the Reddit or the Facebook page or anywhere like that. And
Right.
every single place that I go for Middle Earth stuff, everyone bitches about how we're not getting releases, we're not getting rules, we're not getting anything. Uh, and so here they released uh, an FAQ patch to like kind of change some things. Um, the only thing
Very
I
cool.
honestly the only thing I want that'll never happen is I would love for Rangers to be able to take elf bows.
Oh, geez. There you
Uh,
go.
I get why they don't, but I'd still be happy if they did.
But you wouldn't complain at
No.
all, is what you're saying.
So since this has come out, complaints kind of died down a little bit, but the amount of bitching that came out for like the 2 weeks after this came out, woof. I'm telling you guys, like the people who like Middle Earth strategy battle
Hmm.
games and the people who are currently at GW writing rules are two separate people.
Oh, really? That big of a difference?
I mean, so again, so the issue is Middle Earth strategy battle games was thought out when it was written.
Okay.
Because you have to remember the two all the rules come from um, Armies of Hobbit and Armies of Lord of the Rings,
Okay.
and both books came out at the same time, so all rules were all written and everything's straight up.
A lot easier to balance things when you do that. Yes.
Exactly, and so the game was in a pretty good place. And
Hmm.
I get people just want new stuff.
Yeah, you always want to fill out the entirety of the middle of
Right.
Middle Earth, right?
And
So,
honestly, I can't think of a model that's not there. Like they literally are in the realms where they have to make stuff up.
right.
So the only thing they really can do is these FAQs. And whenever they do FAQs, people complain. So one of the biggest examples is there's these things called legendary legions where it's like something from the stories or from the movies, and they'll be like, okay, you can't really take this army perfectly
Mhm.
well in the game, so we'll basically create a battalion that that is your army, and you get some
Okay.
special rules, but you lose some other things. So there
Okay.
was one called Assault on Lothlorien, where it allows you to more readily ally orcs and goblins.
Wonderful. Yeah.
So the problem was is people were taking like 3, 4 orcs and then just goblins for days and giving goblins for days orc abilities.
Ah, okay. Yep.
And GW's like, no, no, no. Look,
It's not what we meant.
the Assault on Lothlorien is supposed to be an orc force that have picked up some goblins along the way.
Hmm.
And so now they've limited the amount of goblins you can take
Okay. No,
per
that's
wave.
great.
Yes, yep, I got it
Okay.
right.
Good.
And so people griped about that. And they made some other changes that I don't play enough to fully grasp all the changes, but some of them even to me felt a little weird. But that's what GW does with rules nowadays.
That's very true. Yep.
All right, so moving along on the 4th, they revealed the entire magnificent range revealed of Cities of Sigmar.
Yes.
So we got, and of course this came right after a leak.
Yeah, I was going to say, we had all technically seen these a little bit ahead of them showing us, but,
I mean, again,
leak
here's the thing.
GW's getting very good at just showing us whenever the leaks happen.
Just show it off earlier. Open communications to go, look, here's the line we're working on. It's coming out
Right.
the beginning of September.
Right.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
early June,
obviously,
early
you knew
July.
that
That's fine.
this was the final models. You already knew,
Right.
probably for 6+ months. You probably could have showed us like a while ago, or at least a little bit sooner, and just said, "Hey, we're doing it. It's currently in production, so now y'all have to wait. But
Right.
look how cool this is."
But yeah, so as far as that goes, we got the first one they showed was Pontifex Zenestra, Matriarch of the Great Wheel.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's just a little tiny wheel behind her. I think that's
Yeah, the Great Wheel is not that grand, as it turns out. But
It's just a great wheel. It's not like
yeah,
great as
yeah.
like you said. It's not great as in
It was made really well. All right. That wheel was some
They
craftsmanship.
really did it. So
Yep.
overall, the model for me, it does nothing for me.
I don't know. Personally, I think that it gives this kind of strangeness to the army that says, wait a second, it's kind of weird how these guys are carrying her and how the two of them look like. Are we sure that they're like
On the up
with
and up.
Sigmar and that? They're as you know, a fish as an Ignet Deepkin player. Are these now order?
Um,
If that's all you saw, you'd be like, kind of feels overlordish.
yeah, it does. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
very odd model. It
the little demon that's chained up there too, and everything.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
It is
I don't remember them offhand, but the rules are supposed to be phenomenal, and this is basically going to be in every list.
nice. I mean, cool. I'm down for it.
Oh, oh! I just scrolled down to see that there was the undead. I
Oh,
think that might have been a rumor engine, that skeleton with the candles on him.
I think so.
I would love to go back and see how many of these were, if how many.
A rumor engine of some
'Cause
sort.
I don't feel
Yeah.
like we got a lot. I don't feel like there
I
was.
We'll have to have a look. I'll see what all I can find, and yeah, we'll go back a
Imagine
little
this
while.
guy. So this guy in the back here has like the worst haircut in the world and has the best view ever. Let's.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you get a little bit depressed just looking at a dead guy sitting
And
in a
he's
throne
also
all day,
carrying-
and you're just carrying him around.
He's carrying two. If you look at the I don't know what you call them at the end of the sticks, they're plinths or whatever. Then
Yeah.
there's two like doggy butts.
I just noticed that. Yep. Yep.
The Iron Will
Boy.
cannon.
It's a cool model. I like that one of our cannoneers is taking a swig as he's working.
Yeah.
It's awesome character.
Controversial thing. I'm not a huge fan of all the shielding.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
to me, I feel like it's really blocky.
hmm
And it also
It does
like,
give this strange sense that, like, wait, how close are we getting to use this cannon?
right. Yeah, like I said, it feels really blocky. It really feels like it obstructs a lot of the view to the model.
hmm It does look like a piece you could probably build the model without, though, if you wanted
Right.
to try.
Right.
Like, it doesn't seem too integral to anything, so you could play around with something like that.
The base.
And I'm sure we
cannon-
will see.
The base cannon actually looks like the STL of the cannon I got for my dwarves.
Nice.
Um,
Perfect.
So again, still overall, like once you like honestly, if you look behind, like if you figure out a way to not look at the little shielding thing, everything looks really cool.
Yeah, it does.
My prediction was absolutely correct about this thing being completely useless.
Well, to be fair, most cannons
Right.
in Age of Sigmar, not the greatest.
Right. I mean, again, they need to figure out. They need to
What it
figure
is to
something out.
excite everyone about it. Yeah.
They need to go, okay, this is going to be artillery. Artillery is going to be able to do this. Whether it's hero sniping, whether, ignoring lookout, sir,
Mhm.
penalty to lookout, sir, something. I mean, at the very least, they need to start making these come in groups.
Right.
Or at least make them reinforceable. Because if I could bring two of these for one unit and just issue all out defend or all out attack once, well, now, okay, we're starting to get somewhere.
Right. That always helps. Being able to just issue to one spot and hit 3 or D3 would be great.
Then we have the Free Guild Commander Corps.
Yeah, these are some models with a lot of different characters going on here, and it's pretty cool. Starting off with whatever this Drake dog is, like
Yeah, these weird Drake doggies are like, it's like
mascot
as soon as they came out with the
gargoyle.
Ideneth crab, they're like,
Well, everyone needs. Yep. To be fair, I think I still need a unit that's all crabs, but
yes.
I'll give you some time, GW. I understand you were working on this. Next is now a unit of crabs.
They got that weird. This whole I don't even know how to get into it. It's weird.
It is. This is another group that you're sitting there going, "Are we the bad guys?"
Yes, because I love
Like,
the guy with the big beard and the heavy armor and the big
oh
eyes,
yeah,
except for the friggin' dumbass helmet. Like it's like a bear thing, and that's cool. And then they put a little diddly bopper on top.
right. If they just stopped with the bear part, I think I'd be up for it a little bit more. But
Um,
other than that,
then we
he's
got
great.
our free guild Cavalier Marshal, who, in my opinion, looks awesome. Although maybe a little too similar to the Harbinger.
Maybe we'll see whenever
I
we
mean,
actually. I want to see him on the table
yeah.
before I agree or disagree with you. But yeah,
I mean, the pose is very, very similar.
yes, I don't disagree with that.
But I think he looks cool.
Yeah.
We'll see. I love the one thing I really like in this army is the different like parts they're showing, the like customization you can do.
hmm
I really miss that from like old Space Marine days.
Just old GW in general. Like so much stuff is this is the way it goes together. And that's it.
Right.
It'll be nice to actually have some variation. I wish, obviously, we can't have such detailed models and be able to rotate arms and
Yeah,
things like that,
exactly.
like you're thinking with the Space Marines. But I like that we have more options available to us. I think it's really cool that we're getting to see like this guy's bedroll and the saddlebags and everything. Like, yeah, he has to like also live. He doesn't just do this
Right,
part.
exactly.
He did something else for months before he did this bit.
So overall, I honestly to me the biggest con of the sculpts are the helmets across the army.
Mhm.
Um, it just looks too much just like pots and pans to me.
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. I think I don't mind the base helmet shape personally, but whenever they start adding stuff to the top of it, like we're trying to play around and be the elves, it
Right.
starts to be a little too much.
Well, I think for me it's I don't mind the base shape, but there's so many better base shapes.
I agree. There are better base shapes for a helmet
Um,
out there. I think the big thing is that someone who's a newer painter, this is easier to dry brush or grab the lines and highlight and make a little bit better.
this is not a beginner army for
Oh
painting.
no, no.
Honestly, like another hot take. Another
hmm
hot take. I don't feel like there's enough in the line to warrant the amount of hype that has gone into this army.
There has been a lot of hype. I mean, we've known about this for 2.5 to 3 years now. I mean, obviously, COVID time,
Right.
sure, slows everything down. But yeah, there, I feel like we could have gotten more, maybe all the extra time making sure we could get the uh, differentiation between the same model is part of it. But yeah, I almost am sitting here going, is this going to be a Lumineth Realm Lords where in a year they come back and say, hey guys, we got more to show you?
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Like I said, I mean, they absolutely butchered the line, and they got like because
They
again,
did. They got it a lot of it. You can't take a lot of it anymore.
whenever they said we're getting rid of all this stuff, they flat out in the article said we're getting rid of this stuff and things will be taking its place.
Right.
Well, you got rid of like just the human stuff alone. You got rid of
I forget how many
like
units
eight to
it
ten
was.
war scrolls, and we're only
Yeah.
getting well as far as units go.
Right. Non heroes.
We
Yeah.
have battle lines, shooty boys, and horses. And then for
Yes.
artillery, you have the big gun, you have
hmm
the guy with the cooking pot.
Yep.
You have the Pontifex,
Yes.
the Chimera,
Mm.
and the Free Guild general.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, and then him on a horse.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like that's not a lot. Like that's like you said, it's very close to the original Lumineth release.
Right. Makes you wonder. We will see what comes in a year's time. Maybe this is truly all there is now, which would
Yeah.
be a strange place to be, I think. But
And again, like just we'll probably do a review on these guys next month.
yeah,
But
definitely.
to
I'll take
kind
time
of
to
get
learn it.
into it, just a one toe in. You
Hmm.
know, you have this because like whenever the Cities of Sigmar came out, it was toting this like all the mortal races are coming together, not mortal races, but all the order races are coming together and
Right.
cohabitating, and they've never fully done that.
No, I can't say they have.
And I think with where the narrative is now, it doesn't
Hard
make
to
sense.
say. It doesn't sound like they are.
Right, it still doesn't sound like they are.
It doesn't look like they are.
Right, I
Yeah.
mean, and like
I,
they've, you know,
I miss the olden days whenever we'd go to a city to an event, people would be talking about cities. They'd be like, well, I think I'm going to grab some dwarf and elf models and mix them into this unit so that you get the full cities feel.
Right.
And I wish someone would have done that. I think that's what this army should have been.
Right.
But it's cool.
Yeah, and so like I said, I mean, the TLDR is like the dark elves actually look like there's some power there. The humans look like there's a bunch of like, it's like 90% crap, 10% overpower, like
Right.
BS.
Whether or not the 10% can pull the other 90 through.
And then dwarves are basically kaput.
Well,
Like you can
dwarves have two other armies, Matt. It's okay.
do they?
Yes, they
It's
do.
like buying a house that has two half baths.
You mean that doesn't make it a full bath?
No,
That's
no,
weird.
surprisingly.
Huh.
But I honestly wish at this point they would have just reliquated the different races to their respective armies, and the Cities of Sigmar would have been a combination of dwarves, elves, and humans.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
again, the big idea I came up with years ago was you have a unit, and then whatever your sergeant is, whether he's a human, dwarf, or elf, gives like the unit a special buff, whether it's increased.
Yeah, that could be a bit fun. I
Right.
agree.
I don't know. Like I said, there could have been some interesting things, and just to see elves, humans, and dwarves all standing next to each other, I think that really would have been.
It'd have been something that not a lot of other fantasy genres that even think to do.
Exactly. Well, that's the other thing is like not even think to do, but have the opportunity to do.
That's true. Yeah.
Also, I'm also a little surprised they got rid of. There's no coalition rules with Stormcast.
Yes, that was also strange to me because I just assumed that was going to get
Right, like
slapped on there. So,
and then of course, like people are saying that like the book looks better than the Stormcast book, so it's like the people are going to come out with the little back of the Pontifex and say like, who rescued who, and just have a little Stormcast helmet.
there we go. There we go.
All right,
It'll be
moving
great.
along here. So August 9th, the Black Talons strike out into the Age of Sigmar with precision and ferocity. Do you have Warhammer Plus?
I do not know.
So, I do, and I often forget about it. I mean, again, the animation quality just isn't there, man. Just isn't
Right.
there. And some people, like I was watching, I've already said this 1,000 times here, but like there was a animation like person, like a professional animator, who was looking at it. And he's like, this doesn't qualify as animation because it doesn't meet the frames per second requirement.
Yeah.
But with that being said, they finally came out with an Age of Sigmar series called Black Talon, which is this lady right here.
Okay.
She is what do they call them? A hunter, night hunter, Vexlor. I don't remember what it is. She's the hero hunter.
Okay.
And so they basically went, there are 5 characters in the show. Let's make models of them.
Why not? I
And
mean,
I'm glad to see
you,
it.
yeah, worst ideas, that's for certain. Yeah.
I'm interested to see if these are going to be. I assume they're getting rules. I didn't read this too carefully.
No, kind of like a Warcry warband. Yeah, that could be interesting. Yeah.
Oh boy, could you imagine if they gave these guys Warcry rules? That would be
Oh boy, yeah.
Warcry or Underworlds. I mean, there's no way you could have a team of 5 with 4 Stormcast in Underworlds. But
Oh boy.
I'm wondering to see. I'm interested to see if we get individual War Scrolls or if they come as a war band.
I would assume as a band, but we will see.
I think I would prefer to see them as individuals because
Oh, I don't disagree.
I mean, it's going to be, if they bring them together, it's going to be like a 380 point unit that's not going to be any good.
Why did you think they'd be good?
Well, because you have the bow lady, and she is a bird. And who knows? The Mist Seeker? I don't know there's an Idneth lady.
Oh, the Idneth. I think she's just
I don't know.
no Soul Scryer.
There you go.
With the yeah, your like weird choral wind chime thing going on there.
Because that's
yes.
how wind chimes work.
Wait, the other guy has one, so that's what I call it.
But yeah, so I think all the models are really good looking. I think they're all really well done. They're sculpted better than the show's animated, so.
Jeez.
I'll whenever these do come out, I'll probably be getting them.
Very cool. Awesome.
All right, moving along. Okay, so here we have our probably our contentious article for the month.
Oh,
Can you guess which one it is?
I don't know.
August 17th, Warhammer Age of Sigmar Meta Watch.
Actually, yeah, I should have guessed this. Just knowing, something about these Cadron overlords and these 3 people I know who took them to NashCon, and well, they played the army.
So
yeah, well, to be fair, Chuck didn't take Cadron, so.
So outside of not counting Chuck, I believe there was, I think 4 or 5. No, there was 4 KO players.
Okay.
And I don't think any of them broke 2 and 3.
I believe that.
Which, this is not a gripe about the efficacy of KO. Believe it or not.
Okay.
This, I always try and conflate it to the bigger idea.
Okay.
And so, because right now we keep hearing that this is the most balanced this game has ever been.
Go ahead. Yep.
Right? That's what people are saying.
So, I felt it was more balanced last book, but yes, go ahead. That's what people are saying.
That is the word on the street.
It is a lot closer percentage points wise than I think it's ever been.
We have a 20-point spread from the first and the top, from the top and the bottom.
Yeah, that's probably the closest it's ever been.
Now, I don't think I've ever seen an army sit at over 60% for as long as Soulblight has.
Trying to think. I think Seraphon was definitely over it for a little while there by a decent amount. And I want to say, I wanted to say Marathi and the Bow Snakes were, but I feel like at one point enough people got onto the army, it dropped down.
Right.
I feel like Seraphon definitely were for a little while
there. But here's the thing: is look, you have Ogre Maw tribes is the split between armies that are below 50% and armies that are above 50%.
Right.
And on top of that, so right now, in my mind, no, that does not show that the game is the best balanced ever. And on top of that, let's get into the individual armies. Not each. I would say 80% of these on this list,
Mhm.
of the 51% and above,
Okay.
have one build that gets them this win rate.
Let's see. Daughters, yes. Sons, yeah. Seraphon, I'm not 100% certain. Feck, yeah. Blades. All right. Yep. I agree. I
So
agree with your statement.
so it's not that we are in the most balanced thing ever. It's each book that we've produced since the halfway point, not even the halfway point, because
Hmm.
I mean, some of the stuff is a little more recent, like Night Haunt and first off,
Yeah.
how Slaves of Darkness is down there.
Right. So I
Why?
think I think some of the problem with slaves is that a lot of people own the army
Right.
for its numbers, so it's harder to work on those numbers as you sit there and go, oh, actually, this is a hugely represented army of people
Right.
from very huge skill levels. But I feel like when someone builds an army that works, boy, is it going to hurt when it punches you in the mouth.
Right. Right. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I think they need to do something to kind of better corrugate these numbers, because this is not indicative of how the tables play. I mean,
No, definitely not at the top anymore. I'd have to
like, I
agree
mean,
with you.
if I see a Blades of Corn player, it's going to be a fight, but I'm not going to like, well, that one's
You're
over.
not right. You didn't give up. To be
Same thing with
fair, that's good because you probably at least have a 50-50 shot on them.
right, but like, if I see Slaves of Darkness, I'm going to be son of a bitch. If I see Night Haunt, son of a bitch. Hell,
Right.
if I see Maggotkin of Nurgle, I'm going to say son of a bitch. I mean, like, now again, Nurgle does not do well against the guys at the top,
Yeah.
but a well played Nurgle army is going to do very well.
Yes. No, there are players out there who are good with Nurgle and will kick your teeth in.
The person that got best Chaos was a Nurgle player at NashCon.
I believe that. Yeah.
So it's like, what they need to do is they need to actually, and I don't care if they show the information out or not, but they need to do a
Mhm.
little bit more digging and go, oh crap, look, they need to do what um, Honest Wargamer used to do, where he would actually go in and say how many times, like, okay, out of these 40 lists, how many of these lists brought the Celestin Prime? Oh,
Right. Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But they all brought dragons. Like,
Yep. No, that was very good info at all times whenever he would do that. It's it's interesting to see, definitely.
and like that's the problem is like we are now. They might as well, if they're gonna keep rules writing like this, they
Mhm.
might as well just go, here's the army you're gonna take.
Yeah, that's it. For people who want to be competitive, I have to agree with you for some level of that. And to be honest, with the way that things change so quickly with our different, what are they? What's the book? General's
General handbook.
Handbook. These things change a lot faster. Obviously, this last General's Handbook for the edition, since we get to be with it for a full year, this is going to be a lot more steady, I feel like. It'll be much more interesting to see what happens as new books come out with this, as they will have a full year to
Well, I mean,
reign if they're good.
we have what Flesh Eater Courts and we're done.
Yeah, I suppose so. We don't really know what the city's book does yet.
Yeah,
Flesh Eater
we know what that's
Courts,
gonna do.
nah. Well, somebody will surprise everyone with it, I feel like. But yeah, no, I guess that's it for full books. I feel like we'll probably, though GW doesn't stop printing books anymore, it feels like. So they'll begin new books in anticipation of fourth edition coming up here, I'll
Oh,
bet.
I feel bad for whatever book they want to put out with that in mind.
I mean, Stormcast will be the first one.
Yeah.
Just, okay, we
Well, I
can
mean, if you
stamp
think
that.
about, so Soulblight is what came out right before third edition, and it
Yes.
was like they tried to make them geared towards third edition, but it's like they geared it towards like the first or second pass of what third edition was going to be because it
Right.
completely missed the boat.
Right. They didn't fully know what that edition was going to be yet, so they're just like, well, I think this will work well enough.
Right.
Oh, crap. We changed some stuff in between here and there.
So, like I said, I mean, and again, like the issue that I have is like, I was talking to my buddy Tyler. He was all excited to spoilers for the next couple panels over here, talking about the Iron Jaws releases and how he's excited to get a game in. And I told him, I was like, okay, I don't have a mid-tier army right now, so you're just going to have to tell me if you want to win or lose.
Right.
And it's because I put together a 2,000 point list, maybe a tiny bit more, like an extra unit or two.
And that's what you have. Yeah.
And then they FAQ things into the dirt, and then they switch over to the next GHB, and then whatever was good is now bad, and all this other stuff. And it's like, so like for Stormcast, I literally own 3 armies of Stormcast, and I can't use any of them because they're not dragons. I mean, I can use them. Don't get me wrong. They're still
right. You can play with them, but yeah.
But because the power creep that doesn't exist.
Right. Yes, they are a little lagging right now.
Everything has a 3-up save and a 3-up or 3 rend, you know.
Right. At least 1 rend on every model, always, forever.
A rend in every pot and a ward in every door.
There we go.
Except for Stormcast. Fuck them.
Well, they're too new. They're too early to the party as it is.
I mean, here's the thing. Is like, I would like to go back to... I don't know how you do it, but I'd like to go back to a point where your average model does not have rend.
Yeah, no, I did enjoy that time where your armor was like, this is what I'll be rolling for.
Right.
And, yeah, a lot of things just have rend to have rend now.
Right. At this point, it's like, oh, okay, I have a 3-up save. Okay, how many... What's
most of the time, 50% of the time, I'll save because they'll hit me with a rend 1 weapon at minimum.
Say, like, I better
from their base battle line.
Plan for 5s, like.
yeah. If it's something you care about, plan for 5s. Right. There will be at least rend 2 coming for it.
So to me, this everyone else is like, oh, that's not too bad. You only have 3 over, and I was like, you have 3 that are more than 2 points out of whack. And then at the bottom you have first off, you have 6 out of whack on the downside.
Right, on the downside. I think the big thing here is, I think the last couple of these, we were looking at some in the 30s down there at the bottom.
Right.
So it's one of those things that's like, look, at least no one's playing a 30% army anymore, right?
Right.
Like, hey, all you Gets players, be real happy. Your army can actually win games again. And not against itself whenever you're sitting at the bottom tables.
Yeah. Well, I like how Stormcast are at the bottom and they're down 3%.
Yep.
Oof. So
very interesting.
GW, this is your red flag moment. Is where you should understand that, like, the little sign saying road ends. You got to get your shit together.
Yeah.
Because I mean, honestly, like, I don't know, man. Like, if they keep writing rules, like, there's no other. If they keep writing rules in a vacuum, and just keep on adding and adding and adding, like, this is like the Remington Mansion at this point. Like,
I hear you. No, I think I want to see what happens in, say, 2 months' time once this edition starts. Well, this General's Handbook has been kind of sorted out and shifted through, and see where these numbers actually are. Because right now, this is so few games, so little data at this point. Whenever, what is this, 16th August? Yeah.
I do think
because there weren't a lot of big tournaments yet. Right. Now we're going to have NashCon came out after this. Nova's going to happen. Right. Whatever I forget what the big one is that Coach is doing over in Australia is coming up.
Sydney Open?
Yes, the Sydney Open. We're going to have a lot more games coming up, so it'll help.
I do think a lot of, like, so again, now that I went out, now to go in, I like the KO wins. I think half of those are from the previous book.
They probably are.
Because Leadership of the Alpha
Mhm.
Oh my god! Without leadership of the Alpha, I feel like I'm fighting with one hand. Like,
Oh, really? That big of a jeez.
well, it was my own like. So with the nerf to shooting, not
Mhm.
nerf, not a nerf.
No,
With the
just change
penalty,
to
with
shoot.
well, I'll say with the penalty everyone takes on Unleash Hell,
Right.
um, it was like leadership of the Alpha was your only way to prevent you from guaranteeing whatever they get into killing.
Okay.
Because there wasn't one time, no, there was only one time in one of my games where someone touched a boat and the boat was alive long enough for me to get away and heal it.
Oh, okay.
Every other
So
time,
pretty much everyone's setting up that, okay, I've made it to the boat. I'm not doing this chase again.
right,
We're done with it.
right.
Yeah.
And so it's like no ward, +1 save.
Mhm.
It's not enough. Even though it's 20
Right.
wounds and 15 wounds, respectively,
Right.
it's just not enough. They need to do something bigger with the army. Even if they give it a, you know, like a, in the end of the charge phase, you can do to fly high with one model or one boat or something. It's just
Jeez, that'd
I
be
don't know.
interesting.
I don't know what you do. Like there's no like with the way the army plays, it plays with two models, and like that's about it.
Right.
And that's not
Yeah.
even really the. I don't even know what
Not
the
true, but yeah,
I don't even know what the good. Regardless, you have one boat minimum
that you care a lot about. Yeah.
it's all your eggs in one basket, and you really
Ew.
don't have the tools anymore to prevent. You don't have the tools anymore to prevent that from getting into you,
Right.
outside of doing screens. But then you have to take points away, and like
Mhm.
whenever I had my list of 2,000 points of pure shooting,
Mhm.
I barely had enough shooting.
Right.
So
Yep.
like every 100 points I take away because like the smallest unit is the Arco and they're 90 points I think now.
Okay.
That's still the problem is with the way the math works. I have to essentially you lose 2 units.
Right. In order to get enough Arcanet company. Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. It's like okay, well I've lost 90 points, so now I don't have like or the 260 or whatever it is to put the other unit I need in. So I guess I'll just bring something else that's less efficient.
Right.
So, but again, that's a different show. So,
Yes.
like I said, this to me is all red flags. This is warning bells and everything, and I feel like I'm the only person in that room.
Yeah.
Everyone else
Yeah.
is out like that's fine. I'm like, no, watch out. All right, moving along. Okay,
All
August
right.
25th. New Warhammer Plus miniatures.
Yeah.
We got a Imperial Guard guy.
Yeah. Cadian of some sort. Yeah.
And then we got another Von Karstein.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
I will obviously be going with the vampire model.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I get with the Cadian, and I think it's pretty cool if you're someone who's been into 40K and stuff for a while. I think this guy showed up in a piece of art way back. I know in like one of the 5th edition books or something. I remember him.
The artwork is right below him.
Oh, let me scroll down and actually have a look. There we go.
And
yeah,
that's one of the things that
great.
I think is a good idea because if you like 40K and you don't like Age of Sigmar, you don't have to have an Imperial Guard army to go, hey, I have that Imperial guy.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
So I think it's a good. I think these are better than last year.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Just both of them are higher. This is the best Age of Sigmar model we've had. This obviously is not the best 40K model we've had, but I think it is a wider range appealing model.
Yeah, I have to agree with that, definitely.
So, moving right along. Okay, we start off with our Nova Open previews.
All right.
Hope you like Space Marines, because we got Jumpy Space Marines.
Yeah. We finally got some jump. Assault intercessors.
Here's like, I know it's a little bit of a shitty attitude to have, but like,
It's okay.
these are so long time coming that it's not like I'm excited to have them. I'm
Hmm.
like, what took you so long? Like,
It, I think personally, I think this is GW finally coming to grips with the idea that they may have messed up lore wise years ago when they said Primaris Marines and didn't just go new scale Marines.
right.
And I think this is GW being like, hey guys, you're gonna probably not play your old Marines anymore. You're just gonna play intercessors, and maybe eventually we'll pretend that this never happened. It won't, because it's way too integral in the story now.
Right.
But this is what's gonna happen.
So, hooray, we got our jump packs.
Yeah.
Even though there was no like rumor that I was privy to that these guys were coming, everyone still knew they were coming.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, well, we knew it. Thanks. And then
Right.
we also then got our official Terminator kit, which I thought we already had.
So I
that the
believe
push kit?
we. So I think what we had was a Terminator kit that would only do the shooty style. I had thought, and I don't think you got a lot of options. No, I think this one still doesn't do the close combat ones. It might have been that you could only get that one in the box set. Then
I don't know. So you're getting Terminator Squad, whether it's the same kit or a new kit, you're getting it.
yeah.
Again, now to be fair, I might be him hawing this, but
Mhm.
what we're getting looks good.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with all these models.
And then we got Scouts, where someone on Reddit did a little size analysis, and these guys are appearing to be almost double the size of the last Scouts.
Yeah, it makes me sad. I miss my old scouts. My sniper scout squad I've had for many years and has done much for me. And the loss of those models in the army, it hurt. So
Well, like I said, I mean, this is actually what I've been waiting for 4 years. How long
right,
has Primaris been out?
decent time now. Yeah,
So
since
since Primaris came out to now, I've been waiting for these models.
right.
Like I've been
Yeah,
waiting for scaled up Terminators, flying guys, scouts. Like, let me make my
right.
Marine units.
Yeah.
And then we got their extra fluff, company heroes. There was non-Primaris company heroes, and I don't think I ever saw them on the tabletop.
Yeah, probably not anymore. There was a little while there where you would take a few, but even then, all you would take really would be the banner at the time.
Right.
Whenever you would take any of them, and maybe the apothecary. Yeah,
So we got our Stern Guard veterans.
yeah.
This is probably the one unit I'm not very impressed by.
I mean, it's just guys with boulders, and they're a little bit more fancy than their friend counterparts, and that's about it.
So like whenever I started playing in 5th edition, Stern Guard veterans still only had like that slight step up from their regular boys, but like there was still something that was like
Made you think they were better. Yeah,
Yeah, and here it's just like, well, we got little tabard thingies coming down the front.
fair enough. Yeah. Then again, I don't know what they had back in the olden days that make you feel like there were
I
more.
don't remember either, man. It could have been nostalgia. I'll freely admit to that. But I wish they would kind of spruced them up a little bit. And again, the banner guy from the company heroes is the best model in the kit.
There we go.
So finally on to the Age of Sigmar stuff. 28 minutes into the reveals.
Not complaining at all.
Which, by the way, I don't know. Did you hear anyone do any reviews about the show that was there?
No, I haven't yet. No.
Apparently, it was milk toast at best.
Oh no.
People were excited whenever what they saw, but like it was pre-recorded.
Okay.
And it was like they would do so like Eddie like recorded some segments and they would play it and then they would do the reveal and they would like stop for applause, play to do the next segment, and there's like
Yeah.
things that we saw on stream they didn't see in there.
Oh, geez,
Like
that's rough.
Vince
That's
was
real
saying,
rough.
there's an ogre terrain piece. They didn't
Hmm.
see that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
GW,
Let's
Come
work on that. Yeah.
go in person. Someone send someone, even if it's Mike Brandt. Like, gotta
There we go.
you gotta if you're live audience, live presenter. There you go.
Right.
All right, so
Yep.
we got Trug, the Troggoth King.
Yeah, we did, and boy, is that a model! Like, I'm kind of excited for this because I know I'm going to see it
Oh, you're
whenever
definitely-
Brad makes the army, because he's already got all of his trogs, so now he just needs the king.
I gotta say, like, I'm not a huge fan of the horns.
Really, I think that's kind of the coolest part of the model. Jeez.
I'm torn between whether it's the horns or they made the Troll King a neckbeard.
Oh boy. I mean, it very well could be that was what it is. I mean, you could probably take the beard off of the model and it'd be okay.
I probably would not put a beard that just literally is growing from his throat.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I mean, now I am a little annoyed that there's like 14 rumor engines on this son of a bitch.
Yes, there is.
Like,
And a lot of them are ones that I know that many people were hopeful were a completely different army.
I think this weird thing on his back, like the I don't know how, like,
It's like a gate or something.
was
Yeah.
he sitting still so long that people built things on him?
I don't know. I'm very curious about the lore for him now that he's just kind of woke up. I mean, it's an altar. Okay.
Altar's magical powers are actually subtly influencing him, and he is being drawn inexorably along the magical ley lines that underpin the mortal realms, though to what end no one knows. Trug is only concerned with stopping this awful headache, smashing anything magical that he finds along his way.
Okay.
I don't understand how that hasn't been broken off of him yet, but
I mean, it's got some vines that are growing up to hold it onto him, it looks like. So,
sure.
yeah.
Overall, like,
I agree with the It's not my favorite. I mean, I'm not a big time Trog guy. I'm sure that the folks who
Well, I'm
are
looking at
into
it
this.
from the troll lens,
Mm-hmm.
like the what's the other troll boss?
Oh, the Dankhold Trogoth.
Yeah, like that thing is awesome looking in
Yeah.
the troll lens.
Right.
Depending on the size of this thing,
Right. That's kind of what I'm wondering, just how big it is. I'm thinking by the look of the armor and all that, it's not too large, just from the skeletons that
Right.
are on its back.
right? So I feel like the Dankhold might be rivaling this in size.
Yes, I agree. It probably is.
So we also got announced book 2 of the Dawnbringer series, which means we
Right.
really need to get hopping on our role playing.
Yes, we do on our role play of Dawnbringers.
But at least probably this book will be out before that other one is done. So by the end of the series, or the end of the first campaign, I'll know whether your characters are continuing or dying or whatever.
Fair enough.
So overall, fine,
Yeah.
fine, good. I'm happy. Well, I don't know if I want them to encourage them to have more trolls on the frigate tables. Like,
That is the problem, right?
God Almighty, like it's
Yep.
like, oh no, I have to get through this gigantic pork wall, and the only thing I have is this belt sander. Like, it's
It feels like that sometimes whenever you're fighting a lot of trolls. You're just, oh boy, I hope I can get as much as possible into them right now. Here we are.
oh, they grew back, hurrah!
Yeah.
All right, moving along here, we have Nova Open Previews and Avalanche of Iron Jaws.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Huge fan of Zogrock, Anvil Smasher.
Anvil Smasher. And I
I'm
guess it's
in.
Anvil Squig, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I mean, why not? Good for that squig. They can take that beating, but that squig better have a ward save. That's all I'm saying. If it takes being the actual anvil,
I kind of want to get like a little word bubble
mhm.
and just put it next to him and just have it say harder.
Now Matt.
And then spin it around and says step on me.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh boy.
So yeah, I think it's a cool model. I think it's very interesting. It looks like they're leaning heavily. I can't really tell too much from the scale. I can't tell if this is gonna be a brute or an ard boy. I don't know if it's said here.
It's probably a brute is gonna be my guess for how big he will be.
Yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, with that backplate, that's
Yeah.
a backplate. Yeah. So we got brute ragers. I'm interested to see how these differ from brutes.
Yeah, definitely.
The two of the weapons are brute weapons already.
Right. Yeah. So probably a lot more attacks, and they go, oh, armor save, probably 5 up. Yeah.
They probably get like you get a ward if you charged.
Yeah, something like that. They'll definitely be you need to charge with them, or like they force you to charge or something. Could be interesting.
Yeah, and then like same thing with the weird brute Rekkas. Clearly, since both of them, I don't know if you're paying attention, both of them have relatively the same body. So
they're the same legs if you go
one kit,
top to bottom. Yeah,
one kit. I'm really interested to see what these guys do, considering that they are magical and proper wonky.
yeah. Geez, yeah. It starts vomiting green bile. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they give debuffs to the whatever they're fighting or something like that. That's all I could think.
We'll see.
Just from the description I'm looking at here.
And then we got our new art boys.
Which, heck yeah.
Like,
they look awesome.
Again, not to quote the other show so much more, but like, so today I was watching Warhammer Weekly that did theirs, and John Tron said that, not John Tron, holy hell, Ninjon.
There we go.
Different person. I literally thought the exact same thing that he said with where he was like, normally whenever you look at an old sculpt and you reimagined it in your mind, and then GW puts out that sculpt, it like is typically between like 70 and 80% of what you would imagine, like how awesome it is. These guys are like 104 105% more awesome than what I was imagining.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
Like, this really makes me want to do an Ardboy army and go, brute who? Like,
it made me want to start a darn Iron Jaws army, quite honestly. It looks awesome.
Don't worry. I'm sure they hit on 4s and wound on 4s.
3s. 3s. Yeah. No wound on 3s. Don't worry.
Rend 1 on the charge.
Dang.
And then Battle Tome supplement.
Yeah.
Amazing. We should
interesting.
This should not be the first time we're getting
this. It's a very cool idea. It makes you so, especially because they're doing this in the Orc army, where we essentially have 3 armies in one book.
Right. They're now going, you're your own army.
It's a cool idea that they could do something like this for books like that. Also makes you wonder, could we get something like this down the road for Stormcast, one for each of the chambers?
Right.
Could we get it for cities, one for each of the races? So maybe I was wrong earlier whenever I said that GW keep printing books. Perhaps over the next year, we're going to be getting a couple of supplements as we go through.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I would really, really like this. Like I've kind of been saying the whole time, like I want to start seeing resculpts. I want to start seeing units that have 4 and 5 units get another unit or two that fill in some holes. You know, I want
Right.
to
Make
see
the army feel complete.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, like all weekend, I was joking with Neil that like 4th edition. It's when the second half of KO's coming out.
There you go. I mean, to be fair, if they give 2 units and a hero to them,
I would
like
say,
they are going to
honestly,
do with these,
listen,
maybe.
I think that is, if you were going to go dwarf for that,
Mm-hmm.
I think Fire Slayers is the better choice.
Okay. What do Fire Slayers need that you would make with 2 units and a hero?
Cavalry unit.
Okay. Some sort of hog riders or something to go in and bash into people.
Get, like younger,
Younger dwarves.
no, I was gonna say younger of the.
The drakes. Okay.
Or even go with drakes. Go with like a magma drake.
Yeah.
And you have like a unit of 3 and make them like a Gorgrunta unit.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Something like that. Maybe a better ranged unit.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, okay.
Did you remember that there was a ranged unit?
No.
Out of the 2, you were 3 units, you forgot one of them.
Yeah. Okay. So fair enough. So to keep with the same formula GW's doing here, you would have your 1 cav unit with a melee version and an axe throwy version.
God almighty. Well, we don't need any more heroes. Keep the heroes. Just keep them.
Well, you're getting a hero anyway, and he's going to have an orange beard, and people who don't play the army or play against it often will not know who he is.
Not realize he's new.
That is 100% a fact.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly feel like you could do perfectly fun of that army. Oh, unfortunately, we already have that stupid pizza oven. But
can't be doing a new.
I would love to see Anvil of Doom.
Ooh, that could be fun. Yeah.
If you're gonna give me another hero, give me a hero with an Anvil of Doom, or save it for Grugny's Reclaimers.
Just keep on brand. We're doing everyone's weaponsmith now, just like Zogrok Anvil Smasher.
Yeah.
Next, whenever we do it for the dwarves, we need him and his anvil. We'll just keep going down the line. Everyone will get an anvil now.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like I feel like Fire Slayers. What Fire Slayers do, they do well.
Yes.
The
just give them a faster unit.
Right. The problem is there's not enough options for them to be techie enough that the only way they can win is by being one note, as hard as one note you possibly can.
Right. You set up and you go, okay, I'm going to take my 3 of these dragons. I'm going to push them forward.
No. The Magmadroths are now bad. You can't take Magmadroths anymore.
Oh, my word.
Well,
I haven't been paying enough attention.
They got rid of, like, all the ward saves are gone.
Oh, right.
And they didn't increase their saves. So what you do is you take 2 of the new guys where you put the die next to them, and you take a bunch of the...
you just charge up the die and just start...
kill as many Volkite as you can, and then you buff up a Hearthguard unit to go in and then go, I'll play now. It's
okay.
The biggest bullshit I've ever seen. All right, moving along. Horus Heresy's getting a tank. Moving along.
Yes.
So then we got... Sorry, like... I'm glad that people are enjoying it, and I'm glad to actually see a new product is actually building up steam.
Yeah, doing well.
There's no other product that they've made that has done as well as Horus Heresy. And I'm glad
that's pretty good praise for you. Yeah.
So then we got our Warcry reveal.
Hunter and Hunted.
I don't know what I'm looking at for these ogres. Like, I thought these were like ogre flesh eater courts.
That's what I got from it too, is that they're some sort of flesh eater court thing. But as we've seen, these are the like slightly off-brand version of
Right.
whatever army we have out there.
These are the GoBot ogres. Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not fair.
Oh,
and
these are
there's the
groggers.
hammer.
Okay, okay. So gorgers are something that you get out of the ogre maw tribes army that like spend most of their life underground. These are ogres that like never saw the sun, essentially.
All right. And here, this hammer here is on the guy with two weapons, a hammer and an axe.
Yeah.
That hammer was
Okay.
a rumor engine.
Very cool.
I think the design is really cool.
Mhm.
I think my biggest issue is like it's going to essentially do the thing that I can't stand most on the hobby side of things, where you have to put, if you want to put this unit on the table, you have to put it against 20-year-old ogre models.
Right. Yes. This is going to stand out compared to your foot ogres. That is for certain. Well, to any of the ogres in that. Yeah.
Then we got a hunter unit for cities.
Yeah. Got our doggo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. There is a hunting.
Yeah.
There is already a hunting
Yeah.
kit. So we got something like that. That's going to be kind of like
Yeah.
another reinforcement of that one. So okay. All right.
Yeah.
It looks cool. I'm glad to see all the dogs.
Yeah. Heck yeah. You can call your opponent a bad person if they target any of the dogs. It's great.
Of course, the guy that's squatting with the I don't know what you want to call that. It's not a saber, not a cutlass. I don't.
With the sword and hand crossbow.
Yeah. I don't. I'm like, that's not a. I don't know what you call that. So a Western Ninja Toe, I guess.
Yeah, it works.
He's the coolest, in my opinion, out of the bunch.
Okay. I mean, yeah, on the human side of this, yes, he's the coolest guy.
Spear guy's pretty close. The second, depending on what that is at his foot.
That is a good question. I didn't notice that till right now.
Like,
what on earth is at his foot?
If that thing has feet.
I'm now concerned. I am suspicious.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
We will see. That is for certain.
This actually looks like a Warcry band that I could actually see on the table.
Heck yeah. Yeah. I certainly wouldn't mind seeing this mixed in with City's army. That would be great. If this was just one of those things, it's like, should have just come out with the rest of the book and it's played in like 2 units of it is in every army would be awesome.
So real quick.
Yeah.
I know, again, just since I've been looking at Tzeentch, you know the Jade or the Jade Obelisk cult or whatever the hell it is?
Yeah.
Their rules a little silly. A little
really
silly. So they have a 4-up save.
Okay.
Already a little nuts, considering they're just cultists with stone.
Right. Not bad.
Masks. They are ethereal.
Okay.
And you return models at the end of the combat phase.
Interesting.
So a unit, no matter what you do, has a 50-50 chance of surviving.
50-50 chance of surviving. I mean, yeah, they might have a chance of 1 or 2 models sticking around and actually catching an opponent and holding them down. Yeah, okay.
If they were...
How many points are they?
It's like 130, 120. Like, they're right in that butter zone. If they were a wizard, I'd probably have a unit.
Yes, if they were a wizard, they'd be an auto-include that army, probably.
Or if I need something to take instead of pink horrors, I might take that to make it so my friends don't hate me if I go that route.
It's okay. I'll hate you. It's all right.
That's like, I already hate you. It doesn't matter.
Don't worry. I just do this podcast to shut you up. Don't worry about it.
That's exactly why the podcast exists.
So he can vent to all of you, ladies and gentlemen.
It's coming out. All of this is coming out either in a group text or on the internet.
So the internet it is.
And then of course we got our new terrain piece, the Mop.
Yeah. Boy. It is
I honestly
it is something.
want a couple of those.
Really? It is terrifying looking. It is some nightmare fuel. I'll tell you what.
Like, where was this at the beginning of GUR, huh?
Heck yeah. Why not?
That's one thing I wish they would do. Is whenever we go to a new thing, I want them to release like a terrain pack for
a good terrain pack
good
too.
terrain pack. Exactly.
Yes. But we all remember what happened with the Incarnate. We didn't like the terrain. Give us a good, usable for your game
The
terrain
was
pack.
Okay, it just wasn't useful, like you said.
That's what I mean.
Okay, moving along. We got okay. We're gonna bring out some beef. Time to bring out some beef, and if anyone actually
did we ever not have some beef out here?
Well, it's been a while, but that's not my fault. I call balls and I call strikes as I see them. Okay,
I gotcha.
You know me outside the show well enough that I don't just look for strikes and I don't just look for balls. It sounds like that, but it's more along the lines.
There's a lot of balls.
Right.
Yeah.
I grumble in the direction that GW is taking things. And so whenever we point out the things GW does, most of the time I don't like them. However, again, to confirm, that's not how I am 24/7. But we are going to be a little bit gripier here, and this is going to be a little bit more of a me thing more than a normal universal thing.
Okay.
Blood Bowl.
Yep.
Vampire Team.
Yep.
Fucking amazing sculpts.
Yes.
These are some of the fucking coolest sculpts I've seen.
You're so upset that they get the cool sculpts now.
Like, so like I forget there was a picture of everything. There's like 14 models. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's 2 units for an army that only has 4 models or 4 units. Like it's so good.
Yeah, no, it really is. In all honesty, I like it.
Like, there's too much that needs support to be getting. Just do made to order of the old shit. They're Blood Bowl players. They don't know any better.
Like, hey, now I like Blood Bowl.
But again, if they did, hey, guess what? Made to order of the old Vampire Team, you'd be like, oh, that's so cool. I get to play those again. And then you put this effort into, like, I don't know.
The City's Army?
The City's Army. Or new Ogre units. Like, new Ogre sculpts.
Yep.
Like, it's so... God,
no, it's great.
Because again,
I like it.
I feel like out of all the games, Blood Bowl is like the secret favorite child.
That's fine with me. Getting to sit down and have a day or a week where you can just be like, we're going to do a full Blood Bowl season. And we're actually going to keep track of the players. And you're going to be so upset when someone dies. Whenever you score 3 touchdowns with one dude and he's just overpowered, you're going to be so happy. It's going to be great.
Maybe you need to have your own Teyrathi Invitational.
Maybe.
What's the name of your the named dude in Idneth?
Oh, Volturnus.
Yeah, let me think. We want to go. There you go. Pitbull Turnus.
There we go. Perfect.
Again, I keep telling Chuck that he refuses to acknowledge it, but his narrative hero that he has yet to do anything with for Stormcast is Bruno Marshammer.
Perfect.
He hasn't used him yet. I think he's just waiting for the right moment to bring him out. That's
right. And you've just revealed him to the world, so you've ruined that for him.
Maybe it'll entice him a little bit.
Maybe. Someone will start asking about Bruno Marshammer.
All right, and then we have our continuing trend of double entendre underworlds names. Deathgorge.
Yeah.
The most supported, most unplayed game in the history of time.
Well, these are models that then get used in other places.
So we got an interesting take on Slanesh. I think there's only
Yeah.
the one with four arms. I think is the most traditional Slanesh,
You know what? I have to agree.
and then
She def
the twin-tailed snaky legs with like
Yeah.
Tyranid-looking appendages going up.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I don't know if that's Tyranid looking at pet. Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
something
the
interesting
tips
though.
of those,
It
I would assume.
almost
I don't know if it's an
almost
appendage or if it's
seems like
like a ornament.
I don't know. It almost reminds me of Zinch. I mean, the rest of the model gives off some Zinch vibes with the gems and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm very interested. This has to be some sort of caster model in my
Oh,
mind.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And then again, like the army only up until right before this was announced only had one fat model, and that was what's his name?
Oh, yes, the one in the actual thing. But they're leaning into it more, and
And it
I
makes
mean, it
sense.
looks good. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. You know, the
Yeah.
Lord of Excess should probably have some fat people. That's
Yeah. And I think it helps more, especially with what they're fighting, give you this sense of this is a Slanesh demon that was in the sea or around the sea.
oh yeah, yeah,
Just the way that model
that's
looks.
true as well. So, what do you think of the Idneth stuff?
I think it's really cool. The caster that is the leader here is awesome. I like her little jellyfish and everything like
Yes,
that.
I really like the jellyfish.
The fact that we got another little sea critter in the this strange octopus here, and now I said earlier we need all crabs.
Putting up his dukes.
Yeah, we're putting up our dukes. It's going to be great. Like I'm into it. Between this, Lotan's octopus like getting real buff on his threes minus one damage. Let's be honest, with the 8 attacks. Yeah, now I'm going to tell you that we need our octopus unit. That is like 3 models, 24 attacks, something like that. It'd be great.
I'm interested. I'm surprised at how. So overall, I do like the unit. I'm going to criticize it a little bit, but that's just critiquing. It's not complaining.
Yeah.
So the hero, the main person, is starting to show that I feel like some of the artists don't know what to do with the army.
Okay.
And by that I mean
This is very samey.
It's very samey.
Mm-hmm.
Now again, the other two units or the other two models that are supposed to be samey, I actually think they did a good job of making them look individualized in their sameness.
Right. And it's very strange because these are thralls, but they have so much more character than the other thralls. This extra armor they're wearing, just the way they look, it's one of those things you're sitting there going, all right, lore-wise, thralls are such secondhand citizens, but these two are apparently very different in where they are standing in that whole
I wonder
rank.
if they're like her personal thralls or something.
Well, it says down below that she handpicked these thralls. So, I mean, still, like, from everything I got from the lore, they don't look upon the thralls as they're much.
So, like I said, if you're still enjoying Underworlds, good for you.
Yeah.
Keep at it. Again, I don't remember how long it's been since I played. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good starter box. I think it's...
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that Stormcast aren't in there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm disappointed because I have to pick this box up now because I own everything in the line. So...
who's our... Oh, no. Nope, never mind. I was saying you get split with Chuck, but he's... Because he's our Slanesh guy, but he's about as Slanesh as I am Corn, so...
Yeah. Okay. It's okay. I'll twist his arm.
All right. Moving along here. Okay. So we have our old world.
And it was not the announcement of the release date.
If I was there, I literally would have thrown a chair. Like, that's why Eddie didn't show up. He's like, I know Matt goes to these things.
I don't want to see him. Yeah.
With that being said, this is such a beautiful model that it's a problem.
Yeah, it is real damn good looking. Like, that was good work.
Put
And
this
then you go, wait a
next.
second, this is for the off game.
Right, right. Well, I'm just saying, like, look at the last event where we got the Bretonian BSB, Battle Standard Bearer for
Right.
folks. Right.
Yes. For those of you who have not
So
been steeped in that.
put this next to that, and you're like, what the fuck happened? And then you go put this against the knights that are also 30 years old, and you're gonna be like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, somebody was told, hey, go nuts.
Right.
And they got real into it and went nuts.
No,
Like,
I guarantee you what happened the other way is like, hey, we're gonna need a new damsel on unicorn, and like, oh, I got it, and they just ran and they're like,
yeah,
ta-da! And they're like,
right.
what the fuck did you do? What I
Right.
did? I thought it looks good. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. One of the modelers who's been there for 20 something years was like, thank God I've missed Bretonia so much. Let me show you. And took his computer home and did it. Like,
Speaking of old models, on Warhammer Weekly, once again,
mhm.
this episode brought to you by Warhammer Weekly.
I was going to say, why are you even watching us at this point?
Sorry,
Like,
sorry, Vince. I know you haven't watched it yet, so, and we're
No.
so far in, no one's watching it at this point. So,
oh, that's true. It's just us.
he brought up the point. He actually went in and looked at release dates.
Okay.
The Skaven priest
Hmm.
is older than Magic the Gathering
Wow.
by a couple months.
Wow. That's, whew.
I'm telling you, man, they need to adopt my idea of the clock system where every time the second a model is released, a new timer
You start the
starts
clock.
with somewhere between 15 and 20 years, and as soon as that goes off, you are required to resculpt it or get rid of it. That's
To be fair, there'd be a lot of things resculpted right now.
right. We'd be in a better place. So with that being said, I mean,
Gorgeous model.
beyond,
Awesome.
beyond gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Like it's like, and like here's the issue. So right below it is the two older versions,
Right.
of the same model, and like these are the models. There are models that still look like this that you're going to be putting this model next to.
Yep.
This game is doomed.
Oh,
and then
boy.
we have.
Oh boy.
I don't
This
even-
was a big thing. Like, my discords were going nuts all day over this. Huge getting another Demon Prince.
Did you see what line this is for?
No, what did I miss? For Horus Heresy.
Yes.
I missed something during the Discord today. Okay.
The mighty KC has struck out.
Wow. Okay. And you didn't just say we're doing it for both?
Right.
Like, yeah. Okay.
Which you know what that means, though, right?
What's that mean?
That is 100% resin.
That is heavy.
Yep.
And yeah, no. Boy. I saw the memes today about how do you transport this? You don't, you know?
Well, again, if it
So-
was plastic, you'd be able to magnetize the wings and just take them off, and it won't be that big of a deal. But with
Right.
resin, you can't do that shit.
Yeah.
But, like, I think the reason why a lot of people overlooked that this was for Horus Heresy, other than the fact that look, no one reads the articles. All right, that's fine.
No. Why would you read? I was looking at the pretty pictures, okay?
It looks, because 40K and 30K have a slight aesthetic.
Yes, yes, slight change.
And this, like, other than the realism of the face, like, that's kind of the giveaway. Is the realism of Forward's
Yeah,
face. But everything else is so exaggerated and, like, over the top that it is absolutely fits in the 40K style.
right.
And I think we saw these. Did we see these scales as a. I think those tail scales might have been a.
One of the
And we
rumor.
definitely saw this face on the, like, his, where his.
Near the end of the
would be.
cloak.
That, remember that? That's a.
I do now. Okay, okay. I was very confused about that one whenever we got it.
Yes.
I remember that much.
Yeah, I think it's an absolutely beautiful model. It's a shame to see it fall prey to the Horus Heresy, because now this thing's going to be like $350.
Oh, it is going to be expensive. Yeah, it'll be
$400
interesting. We'll see. We'll see. But no, I love the model.
Okay.
You have to give us rules for it in 40K. Like,
well, that means they would
sorry,
also have to
you
put
do.
out what are they called? Emperor's Children.
So anyway, you got to put the. Yeah, no, you do need to make them their own book. To be fair,
you'd have to put out Emperor's Children, and we don't want to do that because people would only want that sort of thing. That's.
I mean, dang, you'd only have all 4 Chaos Gods in their own. Yeah, I can't do that.
Right. At that point, put that out, and then that way you can absolve the Demons book and just put all the demons where they belong in their corresponding Marine book.
Would you stop it with all your logic right now?
Tell you, man, if I got into GW high up, like if I
well, let's be honest, all these ideas you have, you'd be kicked out way too quickly.
That's why I would have to usurp James Workshop is the only.
You would just have to honor duel James Workshop for
So I have to Riddick my way in.
right, yes.
They would like, people would just be like throwing up, like they'd just be like running to the bathroom.
It's terrible.
Oh my god, he wants to write real rules and does how phone it in.
He told me I need an editor.
Now, to be fair, I will give them points. I will give them points for the amount of just words they put out.
I was gonna say, volume-wise, this company puts out quite a bit.
They put out so much, whatever. Like I said, just lore and stories and all that stuff. And the amount of typos is phenomenally low. Like,
yes.
I'll give, again, giving credit where credit is due. Phenomenally low.
Right.
All right. So with that being said. Whew. Okay. Deep breath. All right. Let's see.
We're there.
Where's my other? Gotta find it.
It's somewhere here.
There we go. Rumor Engines.
There we are.
August 1st. Got like a grippy hand, which.
Yep. I'm gonna anger you. It's a Blood Bowl model.
Thing. Yeah, that's exactly what Blood Bowl thing. Probably gonna be a whole. It's gonna be 10 beautiful ogres.
No, it'll be 14 models. Whatever it is, it'll be 14, 14. Because that's your Blood Bowl team, and you'll be angry about it the whole time.
I mean, it looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
All right. And so we know what the 8th is.
Yes, yeah, we actually ended up seeing this and talking about it today. So sorry about that, guys. Don't get to hear some crazy thing from us.
The 15th. This looks incredibly underwhelming.
Yeah, some sort of boss pole of some sort for somebody.
So I think if you look right at the bottom, I think that's a human hand.
Well, I don't know if it's human.
I mean, it's not disproportionate.
Fair.
So I'm going to say it's a Warcry thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's something to do with goblins.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where I'm at.
And then we got horns that we now know what the horns are.
Oh darn! Yep, these are those horns, huh?
Yep. And then finally we got some wings.
Some wings, some skeletal, torn up wings.
So
What
I
book we have last?
flesh eater cords. um,
I'm just saying.
I don't know if it's going to be for them.
Who's gonna be for?
Well, so here's the problem: is like I immediately made myself sad because I had a prediction, not a prediction, more
Mhm.
one of those hope dictions,
Okay. Okay.
where I was kind of hoping for a new um, zombie dragon kit.
Okay.
And I was like, oh shit, that looks like a zombie
Uh huh.
dragon wing to me. And then I
Yeah.
realized that's way too small for a zombie dragon wing.
Too small.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because if you look at it, it fans out. So, like, it's
Hmm.
literally going to have to essentially be probably about that big.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying
So
now.
that's probably.
It's a single hero for the new Flesh Eater Quartz book.
They don't have wings like that. It's too skeletal.
Well, they're gonna get wings like that.
I have a feeling this is probably going to be. We're going to see this in like book 3 or book 4
Okay. Okay.
of Dawnbringers.
Right.
I wonder if this is a. What is it? I forget what the unit's called. Hold on. I think it's Morghast? What's the old.
Oh. Um. Geez, we're bad at this. What do
While
we even do?
recording one of our chat groups, something happened, and we have 70 messages unread. Um, it is
Oh.
right. Where did they go? Did they hide them? No, they put them in OBR. That's where they put them. Yes,
Oh. Yeah. Oh, I didn't think of that.
so that to me looks like an Morghast wing because
I. Yeah.
those are a little on the old side. I don't know if they put them back, if they would put them in other armies.
Maybe. Or. Hmm.
To
Maybe
me,
we're just gonna get. Go ahead.
Morghast is just random enough that it sounds right.
It could be.
Because
I mean,
whenever
to
you
be
use
fair,
logic,
what?
whenever you use logic, it's
You're
not
wrong.
it's wrong. Like
Yeah, because what? The Morghast are actually from the old world.
right,
They just got pulled in.
right.
Okay. So you could do something with them. Get a new Morghast style model here, get to use it over in old world at the same time.
Well, I don't think any of the Death armies are getting
Oh, I
dragons.
thought Tomb Kings were.
Oh, besides Tomb King, that's not a Tomb King.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I tried.
Like I said, I think it might be a Morghast hero.
That could be cool.
I
All
mean,
right.
especially if it's going to be in with a if it does come out in Dawnbringers. But again, it's also again like there's no logic. There's no logic. You can't be like, oh well, it's just coming out. There's no way it'll be in the next book or two. But we literally just had 2 rumor engines in the last
Right. We just
4
ripped
weeks.
through them and we're like, oh, wait, that was 10 days before we
Right.
found out about
And I
it.
think
Yeah.
like the one of the rumor engines that's still going on is like 2 years old. And I think they just need to like come out and be like, hey guys, we're not doing that model anymore.
Hey, we forgot about it.
So yeah,
Cool.
that's what we got this month, man. It's been a little bit of a whirlwind.
I understand. I understand.
And also on top of that, we are at over an hour and a half.
I was going to say we made quite the bit of that news. I'm sorry, everyone. I know you're so used to your 2 and 3 hour long podcasts, though.
Well, like I said, we got plenty of stuff coming up. We got maybe Maybe eventually we'll get to a Seraphon review since we didn't do a proper one of those.
Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
I'll have to read the book and have to get a little more familiar with it.
Yes, you will have to read it. That'll be your
Also-
homework. Is you have to teach us about Seraphon.
That's the other thing is like we're getting to the point where we're only going to have 2 reviews. I got no events. You got no events.
Better hope the supplements help carry us through, because I bet you that we're going to have a lot of those coming in to our
Like
future.
we'll have Seraphon. We'll have this is where we at the release cycle where I get to get creative.
Fair enough.
So
Fair.
we might have I might go back and write Age of Sigmar Battle Tome for Chaos Dwarves.
Since, yep, we aren't getting those. Yep.
Just to let you know, just kind of give you a glimpse into the future, the very near future.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, all right. So that was the Big Empire Hour for August 2023. Hope you had a good time. If you have anything to say, if you thought I was wrong at all at any point in time, put in the comments. Otherwise, if there's no comments, I'm going to assume that you agreed with everything I said, and if anything, you'd be like, man, I wish you would have went a little harder in the paint.
Please, somebody get down in those comments. Help.
All right, everybody. See you next month.
Bye.